Welcome back, tennis fans, to another thrilling update from the hallowed grounds of the All England Club. We are in the thick of the 2026 Wimbledon Championships, and the storylines developing this year are nothing short of cinematic. But today, we are zeroing in on a blockbuster round of 16 clash that absolutely no one saw coming when the draw was made. It is a matchup that pits history against momentum, precision against power, and the pride of Philippines against the surging heart of Italian tennis. Tomorrow, July 6th, the 29th-seeded sensation from the Philippines, Alexandra Ela, will step on the grass to face the 13th-seeded Italian dynamo, Jasmine Paolini. If you had told tennis pundits a week ago that this would be our round of 16 headliner, they might have called you crazy. Why? Because to get here, Alexandra Ela had to pull off one of the most astonishing upsets in recent Wimbledon history. Just hours ago, the young Filipina dismantled the world number 3 in tournament heavyweight, Iga Świątek, in straight sets, a pulsating 7-6, 6-2 victory that left center court in absolute disbelief. Ela survived a marathon 24-point tiebreak in the first set before completely running away with the match in the second. Meanwhile, Jasmine Paolini has been quietly, ruthlessly, carving her own path through the draw. The Italian is coming off an absolute masterclass in the third round, where she utterly dismantled Maria Sakkari, 6-1, 6-2 in just over an hour. Paolini is playing the tennis of her life, striking the ball with terrifying authority and moving on the grass as if she were born on it. Now, these two unstoppable forces are set to collide. For Ela, a win means an unprecedented quarterfinal berth and a cementing of her status as a bona fide global superstar. For Paolini, it is a chance to prove that she is ready to claim her first Grand Slam title. We're going to break down everything you need to know about this monumental clash. The tactical matchups, the incredible head-to-head history, the psychological warfare, and exactly what will take for either woman to survive and advance. Grab your strawberries and cream, settle in, and let us dive deep into the ultimate Wimbledon showdown between Alex Eala and Jasmine Paolini. To truly appreciate the magnitude of this impending clash, we must first look at the treacherous paths both women navigated to reach the second week of the most prestigious tournament in tennis. The grass courts of Wimbledon are notoriously unforgiving. They demand low bounces, quick reflexes, and an aggressive mindset. You cannot merely survive on the grass. You must attack it. And that is precisely what both Alexandra Ela and Jasmine Paolini have done, albeit in strikingly different ways. Let us start with Alexandra Ela. At just 21 years old, the Filipina prodigy has arrived. We have watched her grow up in the tennis world, carrying the immense weight of an entire nation on her shoulders. Coming out of the Rafa Nadal Academy, Ela was always touted as a future, but potential is a heavy burden until it translates into Grand Slam results. Coming into Wimbledon 2026 as a 29th seed, Ela had a quiet confidence about her, bolstered by a solid grass court preparation that included deep runs in Birmingham and Berlin. But nobody could have predicted the sheer level of tennis she has produced over the past week. Her first-round match against Renata Zarazua was a statement of intent. Ela blitzed the Mexican player 6-1, 6-2, showing incredible efficiency on her serve, saving all 17 break points she faced. Yes, you heard that right. 17 break points saved. It was a masterclass in clutch tennis. In the second round, she faced the dangerous Australian Maya Joint. After dropping the first set 3-6, Ela dug deep, showcasing a newfound mental fortitude to storm back and take the next two sets 6-2, 6-0. She hit 15 winners in that final set alone, proving that when backed into a corner, her response is not to defend, but to unleash baseline fury. But the real earthquake happened in the third round. Waiting for Ela was none other than the third seed, Iga Świątek. The Polish superstar is a formidable opponent on any surface, known for her suffocating topspin and relentless athleticism. Most expected Świątek to overpower the younger Ela, but Ela flipped the script. The first set was an absolute dogfight. Both players held serve, trading punishing blows from the back of the court. Ela's trademark lefty forehand cross-court was doing immense damage, pushing Świątek out her comfort zone. The set culminated in a tiebreak that will go down in Wimbledon lore. At 11-11, The tension was palpable. Eala, displaying the ice-cold veins of a seasoned veteran, hit a stunning down-the-line backhand winner, followed by an unreturnable first serve, to take the tiebreak 13-11. That first-set victory broke Świątek's spirit. In the second set, Eala stepped on the gas. She served immaculately, winning 63% of her first serves and saving all 3 break points she faced in the set. Świątek, flustered and rushed by Eala's flat, penetrating ground strokes, committed 5 double faults and faded quickly. Eala secured the set 6-2, falling to her knees on the hallowed turf. It was the match of her life, hitting 92 total points won compared to Świątek's 78. Eala proved she does not just belong on the big stage. She is ready to own it. Now, let's turn our attention to the Italian maestro, Jasmine Paolini. At 30 years old, Paolini is the epitome of a late bloomer in women's tennis. Over the last 2 years, she has transformed from a solid tour-level player into a top-tier Grand Slam threat. Seeded 13th, Paolini arrived in London with a chip on her shoulder. Italian women's tennis has a rich history, and Paolini has taken up the mantle with immense pride. Her path to the round of 16 has been a display of sheer, unadulterated dominance. While Eala has had a battle through emotional, grinding victories, Paolini has been a scythe cutting through the draw. Her third-round victory over Maria Sakkari was a terrifying warning to the rest of the locker room. Sakkari, known for her incredible physical conditioning and heavy hitting, was made to look utterly pedestrian. Paolini dropped just 3 games, winning 6-1, 6-2. What was so impressive about Paolini's victory was her return game. Sakkari possesses one of the heavier serves on tour, but Paolini was reading it like a children's book. Paolini won a staggering 50% of points on Sakkari's first serve and feasted on the Greek player's second serve. Paolini broke Sakkari 4 times while never dropping her own serve. The Italian's movement on the grass is spectacular. She keeps her center of gravity low, allowing her to handle the skidding ball with ease. She takes the ball incredibly early, robbing her opponents of time, a strategy that is lethal on the slick Wimbledon lawns. When analyzing a matchup of this magnitude, we have to look at the history between the two players. Interestingly, Eala and Paolini have crossed paths relatively recently, and the memory of that encounter will undoubtedly hang heavy over court 1 tomorrow. Just a few months ago, in February 2026, the two clashed in the round of 32 at the Dubai Tennis Championships. It was a hard court battle under the lights, and the result was a resounding victory for Alexandra Ela. The Filipino took the match in straight sets, 6-1, 7-6. If we look at the data from that Dubai match, several key factors emerge. In the first set, Ela was absolutely untouchable. She broke Paolini's serve repeatedly, returning with vicious intent. Paolini struggled tremendously with her serve in that match, hitting 4 double faults and winning only 50% of her second serve points. Ela, conversely, was locked in, saving 2 of the 4 break points she faced and capitalizing on crucial moments. However, the second set of that Dubai encounter tells a different story, one that Paolini will look to build upon. Paolini adjusted her tactics, looping the ball higher to Ela's backhand and dragging the Filipina into longer, more grueling rallies. The set went to a tiebreak, which Ela narrowly won 7-5. Paolini showed that when she finds her rhythm and extends her rallies, she can go toe-to-toe with Ela's power. But we must remember, Dubai is a slow, gritty hard court. Wimbledon is the fastest, lowest bouncing surface in the world. The dynamics of their rivalry will completely shift on the grass. The grass favors the aggressor, the player who is willing to step inside the baseline and take the ball on the rise. Ela's flat, piercing ground strokes are tailor-made for this surface, but Paolini's exceptional footwork and ability to hit aggressive passing shots on a run cannot be underestimated. Let us get into the X's and O's of this matchup. This is a fascinating clash of styles. You have the left-handed, hyper-aggressive Alexandra Ela against a right-handed, brilliantly tactical, and lightning-fast Jasmine Paolini. The most glaring tactical dynamic is Ela's left-handedness. In tennis, being a lefty is a distinct advantage, particularly on the serve. Ela possesses a wicked slice, serve out wide on the ad court. On a grass court, where the ball skids and stays low, that slice serve pulls a right-handed opponent completely off the court, opening up the entire expanse of the baseline for a routine forehand winner. Paolini is going to have to make a crucial decision on her return positioning. If she stands too close to the baseline, Eala's slice will jam her or skid past her racket. If she stands too far back, Eala will serve and volley, utilizing the angles to put the volley away into the open court. Furthermore, Eala's primary weapon in baseline rallies is her heavy, cross-court forehand. Because she is a lefty, this shot goes directly into Paolini's backhand. Now, Paolini has a very solid two-handed backhand, but hitting high bouncing, heavy balls off the backhand side on grass is incredibly difficult. Paolini will need to use her backhand slice to keep the ball low, forcing Eala to bend her knees and dig the ball out of the turf. If Paolini can consistently hit deep, biting backhand slices, she can neutralize Eala's power and reset the rally. On the flip side, Paolini's greatest weapon is her movement and her forehand down the line. Paolini is arguably one of the top 5 movers on the WTA Tour right now. She defends the corners brilliantly and transitions from defense to offense in the blink of an eye. Against Sakkari, Paolini repeatedly absorbed heavy pace, hit a neutralizing deep ball, and then stepped in to hit a screaming forehand winner down the line. Eala must be wary of overcommitting to her cross-court forehand. If Eala leaves a ball short or hanging in the middle of the court, Paolini will punish it instantly. The key battleground in this match will be the second serve. Both women have shown vulnerabilities on their second serve in the past. In her match against Świątek, Eala protected her second serve brilliantly, winning 55% of those points. She hit 0 double faults against the Polish star, a testament to her nerve under pressure. Paolini, however, feasts on weak second serves. If Eala's first serve percentage drops below 60%, she will be inviting Paolini to step inside the baseline and take massive cuts at the return. Conversely, Paolini's serve is not the biggest on tour. She relies on placement and spin rather than sheer velocity. Against a returner of Eala's caliber, a player who just neutralized the Świątek serve, Paolini must mix up her locations constantly. If Paolini becomes predictable, serving exclusively to Eala's backhand, Eala will start to run around it and hit inside-out forehand return winners. Paolini has to be brave and occasionally target the Eala forehand on the first serve to keep the Filipina honest. Tennis is often described as physical chess, but in the second week of a Grand Slam, it transforms into psychological warfare. The pressure at Wimbledon is unlike anything else in the sport. The all-white dress code, the eerie silence of the crowd during points, the historic weight of center court or court one. It can suffocate a player who is not mentally prepared. Alexandra Ela is riding a tidal wave of adrenaline and national pride. She is playing for an entire country that is staying up late into the night, hanging on to every single point. Beating Iga Świątek was a monumental milestone, but also comes with unique danger, the emotional letdown. We see it so often in tennis. A young player pulls off a miraculous, emotionally draining upset against a top seed, only to come out flat and exhausted in the very next round. Ela's team, led by her coaches at the Rafa Nadal Academy, will have spent the last 24 hours ensuring she resets. She cannot dwell on the Świątek victory. That match is in the past. If she walks on the court against Paolini expecting a victory lap, the Italian will run right over her. Ela must find that exact same desperation and laser focus she had against Świątek. Jasmine Paolini, on the other hand, comes into this match with the quiet confidence of a veteran who knows exactly what she is doing. At 30 years old, Paolini knows that her window for Grand Slam glory is now. She is not easily rattled. When the crowd inevitably gets loud and backs the young underdog narrative of Ela, Paolini will retreat into her bubble. She showed against Sakkari that she is completely immune to the reputation of her opponent. Paolini's mindset will be simple. Extend the match, make Ela hit one extra ball, and test the physical and mental stamina of the 21-year-old. Paolini knows that a best-of-3 set match on grass can turn in a matter of minutes. If Paolini can weather the early storm, because Ela will undoubtedly come out swinging and drag the first set into a grinding 60-minute affair, the advantage swings toward the Italian's supreme fitness. We also have to take a moment to contextualize what this match means for the global landscape of tennis. For the Philippines, Alexandra Ela is not just a tennis player. She is a trailblazer. The archipelago nation is famously basketball-obsessed, but Eala has single-handedly put tennis on the front pages of every newspaper in Manila. By reaching the round of 16 at Wimbledon, she has achieved something no Filipino singles player has ever done. But reaching the quarterfinals? That would elevate her into the stratosphere of national sporting heroes, alongside the likes of Manny Pacquiao and Hidilyn Diaz. The pressure is immense, but Eala has shown a remarkable ability to channel that pressure into powerful, fearless tennis. She plays with a joy and ferocity that is captivating a new generation of Asian athletes. A win against Paolini would signal a definitive changing of the guard, cementing Eala as a staple in the top 20 of the WTA rankings and a perennial Grand Slam threat. For Italy, Jasmine Paolini represents a golden era of resurgence. Italian tennis is booming, with incredible talent on both the men's and women's sides. Paolini is carrying the torch passed down by legends like Francesca Schiavone and Flavia Pannetta. The Italian public expects passion, grit, and tactical brilliance, and Paolini delivers on all fronts. While the focus of the international media might be on Eala's underdog story, Paolini is quietly looking to become the first Italian woman to make the Wimbledon quarterfinals since Camila Giorgi. Paolini is not playing just to make up the numbers. She is playing for the championship. A victory over a red-hot Eala would prove that Paolini has a defensive fortitude to win the whole tournament. How does this highly anticipated match actually play out? Let us break down the exact keys to victory for both players. For Alexandra Ela, the keys are, first, serve with authority. She hit 4 aces and 0 double faults against Świątek. If she can replicate those numbers and keep her first serve percentage above 65%, she dictates the terms of engagement. She must use that lefty slice to pull Paolini wide and open the court. Second, control the baseline. Eala cannot allow Paolini to dictate with her forehand. Eala must take the ball early, step into court, and use her heavy topspin to push Paolini deep behind the baseline. Eala needs to keep the points relatively short, under 6 shots, where her raw power has a maximum effect. Third, manage the emotions. There will be momentum swings. Paolini is too good not to fight back. Eala must not panic if she gets broken or drops a tight set. She needs to maintain the ice-cold composure she showed in that 13-11 tiebreak against Świątek. For Jasmine Paolini, the keys are, first, neutralize the return. Paolini's return game was phenomenal against Sakkari. She must stand her ground, block Eala's heavy serves deep down the middle to take away the angles, and immediately neutralize the point. If she can consistently get Eala's first serve back in play, the pressure will mount on the Filipina. Second, employ the slice and drop shot. The grass is low. Paolini must force Eala to move forward and bend low. By mixing deep backhand slices with well-disguised drop shots, Paolini can break Eala's rhythm and force her into uncomfortable court positions. Eala is great laterally along the baseline, but Paolini must test her vertical movement up to the net. Third, drag her into the deep waters. Paolini is one of the fittest athletes on the tour. Eala just came off an incredibly emotional, draining match against the world number 3. If Paolini can make this match physical, extending the rallies to 10 or 15 shots, she can slowly drain Eala's legs. As Eala gets tired, her footwork will slow down, leading to unforced errors on that aggressive forehand. As we look ahead to tomorrow's clash, the excitement is absolutely palpable. We have all the ingredients for a Wimbledon Classic. The young, fearless prodigy coming off a career-defining upset, taking on a seasoned, brilliant tactician who is playing the best tennis of her life. Prediction models and betting markets are incredibly split on this one. Many are riding the hot hand, picking Eala based on the sheer quality of tennis she produced against Świątek. The power she showcases is undeniable, and if she hits her spots, she can hit through anybody, even a defender as elite as Paolini. However, the tennis purists are pointing to the historical difficulty of backing up a massive upset. The emotional toll of beating a top 3 player at a Grand Slam is immense, and Paolini's style, relentless, consistent, and tactically sound, is the perfect kryptonite for a player suffering from an emotional hangover. If I have to make a call, I foresee a grueling 3-set absolute war. The first set will be crucial. Eala will likely come out firing, fueled by the residual confidence of her third-round victory. Do not be surprised if Eala takes an early lead or even snatches the first set through sheer aggressive shot making. But Jasmine Paolini is not going to fold. She is going to dig her heels into the grass, adjust her court positioning, and turn the match into a physical grind. Paolini's experience and exceptional movement will eventually turn the tide, forcing Eala to hit 2 or 3 extra shots per rally. Ultimately, this match will be decided by unforced errors and who blinks first in the crucial moments of the third set. Regardless of who walks off the court victorious, the fans are guaranteed a spectacular showcase of women's tennis. If Alexandra Ela wins, her fairy tale run continues, and the Philippines will erupt in celebration of their new global icon. If Jasmine Paolini wins, she stamps her authority on this tournament, proving she is a legitimate title contender ready to take home the Venus Rosewater dish. Make sure you have your alarm set and your screens ready for tomorrow, July 6th. You do not want to miss a single second of this round of 16 showdown. That is all for today's deep dive analysis. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for daily Wimbledon coverage, and drop your predictions for Eala versus Paolini in the comments section below. Will the young Filipina continue her historic run, or will the Italian maestro shut down the Cinderella story? Let me know what you think. Until next time, enjoy the incredible tennis, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for the post-match breakdown. Take care.